Flower power!
Am I starting?
Yeah.
The purpose of today's lab was to look closer into seed plants. The diversity of plants in the plant organization starts with the kingdom plantae, and then the vascular seed plants. They have seeds. The seed has an embryo, which is the next generation plant, then a seed coat, which is the protection for the next generation plant, and then a cotyledon, which is stored food, which allows for survival and has nutrients for germination. This disperses for the next generation. Then it goes to two different types of seed plants, which is gymnosperms and angiosperms. The phyla for gymnosperms is Conophyta, and the key features are they're well adapted for dry conditions. And then the next one is angiosperms. Their phyla is Angiospermophyta. Their key features are flowering plants. They mostly produce fruit, and they're the most diverse group.
All right, in our lab, we looked at 4 different samples in the light microscope. The first one we looked at was the female pine cone, also the gymnosperm ovulate cone, stained with lovely pink, looked just like this. Super fun, and we drew it just right there, super fun. And then the next one we looked at was the male pine cone, also the gymnosperm staminate cone. Lovely staining on this one too, looks just like this, and we drew it like that. And then the other two we looked at, we have the lily fruit sac embryo, which is also the female lily. Look just like this, nice little blue. And then we drew it right there, that got one. And then the other one, the last one we looked at was the lily anther with pollen grain, which is the male lily. Look just like this, some lovely green, and then we drew it right there, like that.
And we are also discussing the differences between the moss gametophyte and the lily gametophyte that we looked at compared to like last week and this week. And the main difference is that the moss was a seedless plant and the lily is a seed plant, and so we were just discussing what that entails. And it's mainly like the seed plant has more opportunity for genetic diversity, just because it's also more industrious because it is a seed and like it has a seed coat, so it can like withstand harsh conditions like snow or anything else. Compared to like the moss, it doesn't have a seed coat or anything. There's not even a seed. It's just like the gametophyte, and so it's a lot more vulnerable and it's a lot more. It's not as sturdy, or you know what I'm saying. And so, which is reflected in the way that seeds are made. Like if you think about the flower, the main part of the plant is the flower itself, which is all about reproduction. And it just spends so much energy into reproduction, which makes sense because then the seeds are more sturdy and they have like a better chance of survival, which can happen through like dispersion, which is why they have fruit, yada yada. Yes.
Right.